A ransomware alert fires at 9:02. One server is encrypting files, another account is creating unusual sessions, and nobody knows whether backups are safe. What defenders do in the next 60 minutes can shrink or expand the blast radius. This is not a universal minute-by-minute command list. It is a decision framework for trained, authorized responders. Protect people, establish command, contain spread, protect evidence and backups, scope identity risk, and prepare a clean recovery. Exact actions must follow your incident plan, legal duties, insurer requirements, safety constraints, and system architecture. The clearest ransomware videos open with a credible alert, replace panic with a clock, reveal the response in layers, and end with a short checklist. We adapt that pacing, progressive disclosure, and frequent visual resets only. This script, fire door analogy, fictional example, illustrations, diagrams, and branding are original to CipherVibe. Think of ransomware response like a building fire. Someone raises the alarm. A designated commander coordinates the response. Fire doors isolate the affected area. People are accounted for. Investigators preserve the scene. Only then does recovery begin. Pulling the main breaker without understanding the building may stop one hazard, but create another. In cyber response, blindly powering down everything can destroy volatile evidence, interrupt safety-critical services, and complicate recovery. The goal is coordinated containment, not dramatic motion. Ransomware is often described as malware that encrypts files, but modern incidents may also involve data theft, credential abuse, remote access, backup tampering, or an extortion claim without widespread encryption. A ransom note proves that something happened. It does not prove the attacker's full access, what data left, or whether every system is affected. Separate 3 questions. Is there active impact right now? How far could the attacker move? And what evidence is needed to understand entry, persistence, theft, and recovery integrity? The first hour is mainly detection, command, containment, evidence protection, and scoping. Eradication and restoration usually come later, after responders understand enough to avoid restoring into an active compromise. In the first 10 minutes, confirm the signal through trusted telemetry without opening suspicious files or interacting with the ransom note. Record when the alert appeared, which system and user were involved, what was observed, and who made each decision. Activate the incident response plan and name an incident commander. Bring in security, IT operations, business continuity, communications, legal, privacy, and executive contacts according to severity, not everyone improvising at once. Assume ordinary email or chat could be visible to the intruder until assessed. Use an approved out-of-band channel and a clean contact list. Protect human safety and essential operations first, especially in healthcare, industrial, or public service environments. Do not contact the attacker, publish claims, or make payment commitments during this initial scramble. Next, isolate confirmed or strongly suspected systems. An endpoint detection platform may quarantine a host. Network teams may disable a switch port, remove Wi-Fi access, restrict a subnet, or block known malicious infrastructure. Coordinate actions so the attacker cannot watch your plan unfold and simply move elsewhere. If many systems are encrypting or lateral movement is active, targeted isolation may be too slow. Your playbook may require taking affected segments or, in extreme cases, the network offline. CISA guidance prioritizes immediate isolation and allows powering down an affected device when network disconnection is not possible. But power loss can erase memory-resident evidence and disrupt services. Make that trade-off with the incident commander, responders, and operational owners. This is why containment criteria should be written and rehearsed before an emergency. Ransomware containment is also identity containment. From known clean administrative systems, disable confirmed compromised accounts, revoke active sessions and tokens where supported, rotate exposed privileged credentials, and restrict remote administration paths. Avoid mass password resets from infected devices. A rushed reset can create operational damage while leaving stolen sessions or service accounts untouched. Protect backup infrastructure immediately. Separate management access, stop suspicious replication or synchronization, preserve immutable or offline copies, and review backup console activity. Do not start restoring yet. A backup can be incomplete, corrupted, reachable by the attacker, or contain the same persistence that caused the incident. NIST guidance emphasizes isolated, tested backups and verifying their integrity before restoration. Recovery is a trust decision, not just a file copy operation. Now build a first scope map. Preserve endpoint alerts, identity logs, network records, cloud audit events, email security data, backup activity, and relevant system images or memory according to your evidence procedures. Record time zones and collection times. Do not delete artifacts or wipe systems simply to make an alert disappear. Identify affected users, devices, servers, network segments, applications, privileged accounts, and critical business services. Look for activity that predates encryption because entry and data access may have happened days or weeks earlier. Treat an attacker's theft claim as unverified until evidence supports it. At the same time, absence of a claim is not proof that no data left. Legal, privacy, contractual, insurance, law enforcement, and regulatory notifications depend on jurisdiction and facts, so use counsel and your documented escalation plan. Consider fictional harbor health. At 8:15, Endpoint Protection reports rapid file changes on a billing server. The help desk also receives calls about inaccessible shared folders. The security lead declares an incident, opens a clean phone bridge, and assigns a scribe. Responders quarantine the billing server and 2 related workstations, then isolate the affected network zone while keeping a clinical safety system online under heightened monitoring. Identity staff disable one compromised administrator account, revoke its sessions, and restrict remote management from a clean workstation. The backup team separates the backup console, confirms immutable copies exist, and preserves its audit logs. By minute 60, the team has not restored a single server or negotiated with anyone. It has a preliminary timeline, a list of affected and critical systems, preserved evidence, protected backups, and clear owners for investigation, business continuity, legal assessment, and communication. That is progress. The incident is bounded enough for the next decisions to be evidence-led. Host isolation is useful when the affected systems are known and remote quarantine is reliable. Segment isolation is appropriate when spread crosses several hosts or identity boundaries. A broad network shutdown may be necessary when defenders cannot contain active propagation safely. Powering off a device can stop further corruption when it cannot be disconnected, but it sacrifices volatile evidence and may affect operations. Common mistakes are restoring before the entry path and persistence are understood, reconnecting backups too early, wiping systems before evidence collection, using compromised communications, rotating only human passwords while ignoring sessions, service accounts, keys, and remote tools, treating a ransom note as a complete impact assessment, and making public or regulatory statements before facts are coordinated. Payment does not guarantee recovery or deletion of stolen data. It can carry legal, sanctions, insurance, and policy implications. That decision belongs to authorized leadership with legal counsel and relevant authorities, not an isolated technician under pressure. Here is the first-hour checklist. Declare the incident and name a commander. Protect people and essential services. Move sensitive coordination to an approved clean channel. Record observations and decisions. Isolate affected hosts or segments, escalating only as the situation requires. Contain compromised identities and remote access from clean administration systems. Protect backup infrastructure without rushing to restore. Preserve evidence, build a preliminary scope map, and activate legal, privacy, insurance, law enforcement, regulatory, and communications paths according to the plan. Return to the building fire analogy. The first hour is not when you repaint the room. It is when you sound the alarm, close the right fire doors, account for people, protect the scene, and make sure the building can be entered safely again. Ransomware response is not a race to click the most buttons. It is a race to make coordinated, reversible, evidence-led decisions before the attacker removes your options. Copyright 2026 CipherVibe. All rights reserved.